Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Live from Harlem in New York City, it's me, Alex, and the Ramble. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. That's Chuck Farnham. We talk to him every now and then, and the reason we talk to him every now and then is you can't avoid him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't avoid you. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm good. Things are great. I got a cardiologist appointment tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, I have my doctor, just my GP, is also a cardiologist. So every couple of years he gives me a complete workup on the old ticker.
Oh yeah, I don't know what this guy just kind of. Now we're doing phone conversations, so he calls me up on the internet and we chat for 5 minutes, and he goes, "You feeling good?" And I go, "Yeah, I feel fine." And that's the end of him for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And he gives me drugs for my heart.
Yeah, I'm a little short of breath these days, but I think it's some drugs I'm taking or something. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, or the, plants and crap.
Yeah, but it was just a couple of months ago. He gave me a heart ticker thing. I have a slight stenosis, is what it's called.
What does that mean?
It's a kind of a hardening of the aorta. But
nice.
According to him, it could keep going this way for the next maybe 100 years before it became a problem.
All right. So you got some time.
So I got some time and a reason to live.
Really? I haven't seen that lately.
I guess a reason to live.
Did you see the parade on TV?
You mean that useless piece of crap that they did in Washington?
I did not see it, but I can't imagine why that's a good thing for this country.
Well, it's not a good look for this country. We don't do that sort of thing, But our new dictator wants that. So
he likes a good parade, as they all do.
Good parade, yeah. Well, when we're talking now, of course, we've already started a war. So
right.
That's good. That's wonderful.
I predicted it by Saturday, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Did you have Saturday?
I had Saturday on the old thing, so
yeah. And
I got a lot of phone calls. People going, "Really? You think Saturday?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, Saturday." And this was like on Monday. I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, Saturday I'll be about."
And it was Saturday, wasn't it?
It was Saturday.
Yep.
Another big win.
Well, I turn on the Marjorie likes watching MSNBC, or as I call it, the Trump Network.
Right.
Because every time you tune in, they're talking about Donald Trump, right? If you just don't talk about him, he might go away.
Right. If you just stop coddling the guy.
If you don't believe he exists, then he doesn't. It's like Beetlejuice.
That's the way I work it.
You
I'm
say
with you.
Trump's name 3 times, he's there.
Yeah, I just don't pay. If I see that he's on TV, I know that whatever he tells me today will not be tomorrow, and then it'll change again on Wednesday.
Well, I think, who are you rooting for? I'm rooting for the Iranians.
Yeah. I think anybody with a good long beard and,
Well, somebody said to me the other day, I just don't like Iran because it's a religious state. And I said, what's Israel?
Yeah.
It's 2 religious states fighting over
each
religion. Yeah. Now, the fact is that the Iranians really should get along with the Israelis because basically they are the same religion.
Right. Or what is it? It's Iran is not my frenemy, and Israel is not my BFF.
Right.
That's how I'm. Matter of fact, I got something I'm going to send you. This guy went to Iran maybe a month ago and wandered around with the regular folks.
Yeah.
the nicest bunch of people you'd ever want to meet.
Who's this?
The Iranians.
The Iranians. Yeah.
He went to all these villages out in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, wanted to take pictures with him and ask him what Disneyland is like. And,
Yeah.
And they're feeding him, and he's like, this food is amazing. And yeah, no, it's a bunch of politicians and religious nuts fighting with a bunch of politicians and religious nuts.
That's exactly what it's all about, you know. And
Doesn't have anything to do with you and me.
well, in the case of Trump and Netanyahu, they're both trying to stay out of jail too,
Right.
you know.
He's got some problems.
Yeah, but, you know, Netanyahu would have never done this with Biden. He
Yeah,
would have
probably right.
never attacked Iran.
And now they're like, well, we might, they might fight back. Well, yeah, no kidding. And you really don't know what they have.
Well, they
And they could
have. I'll
do
tell
stupid
you.
things.
I'll tell you what they have that is pretty lethal, and that is that they are. What do you call it? They are kind of what we call they're terrorists, basically.
Right.
They work on that level, okay. And you can have as many atom bombs as you want, but sleeper cells trump.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
That.
There's always a guy in a van with some fertilizer somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And some gasoline. I did feel one of those bunker bombs one time. They dropped one out by my mom's house.
Why were they
she
trying to
was-
get your mom? What did she have
No,
nuclear?
I live at the Top Gun base. So all those scary things are here. And I just passed my mom's house as this mountain range. And they take the bunker bomb over that and they drop it.
They figure they can drop it in Nevada and nobody will
Yeah,
notice.
there's nothing. I mean, there's literally nothing out there. But man, did it shake! And we were like maybe 4 miles away, and it was like the whole house. It was much worse than an earthquake.
Really?
So, oh yeah, it was. The whole house just started just shaking up and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't use those. That's
Yeah,
my
but they
vote.
can only go down 200 feet.
Yeah. And
What-
so
what-
they
what-
then they
what-
don't. Of course, they know that, so they make these things 250
50 feet. Exactly. Exactly. You know, Iran said they already moved all that stuff. You know? I mean, because to begin with, Trump, the idiot, the moron that he is, the absolute fool that he is, keeps doing his little tweets saying, oh, well, you know, this is where we're going to hit him if we hit him.
Right.
You know, and all this other stuff.
And we might. Did anybody think that? Oh, we're gonna think about this for 2 weeks? No, they thought about it for 24 hours.
Well, I figured the 2 weeks is what he usually gives something when he doesn't have an idea.
Yeah, maybe.
you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but you know that was his way of. Yeah, they knew everything because of his tweets. Period. That's it.
Yeah, they were already
Big
prepared.
mouth,
they
big mouth.
put the stuff deep underground. They knew the roughest thing we had to throw at them was the bunker bomb. So just dig a little deeper.
Dig a little deeper or move it.
Yeah.
You know.
Or move all the enriched uranium already.
And they keep saying,
somewhere else.
oh, they're only within weeks of having a bomb if they have the fissionable material.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, really? I mean, how long did it take Oppenheimer?
Right.
You know, wasn't exactly overnight.
No.
You know.
And if they use it, they realize that then literally everyone hates them. Everyone. Nobody is going to think that they're okay if they used an atomic weapon.
The Russians are thinking about giving the Iranians
I know.
a
I
nuclear
saw that this
weapon.
morning. I think he's just saying that to rile up Trump.
Perhaps. You know.
It doesn't take much to freak him out.
But, you know, I mean, but they are on Iran's side. They have been
Right.
since the get-go, you
Yeah.
know.
Or whatever's going on over in North Korea.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have some stuff.
Oh, look at me. I'm disappearing.
I know.
Pardon me.
I saw your shoulder
You see
disappear
that?
there.
What happened today, I decided that since we're doing this on a Monday and I don't want to set everything up, I didn't want to set up my, what do you call it?
Earphones?
My green screen.
Oh, yeah.
Which means I have to drag it out from back there and bring it forward. So I'm using this is the Zoom
Background.
chroma key thing. I don't know. what happens is certain things disappear. Like you would be able to see the back of my chair
Right.
with the green screen, but here you can't. Okay.
Yeah, and that couch you got behind you, I actually had that exact couch here for a long time.
Did you really?
Same exact couch.
Really?
Yeah.
Marjorie thought she was getting a wonderful deal, on a nice couch. But
Yep.
it is a nice couch.
It is a nice couch.
Unfortunately, it's in the other room. This is a phony backdrop.
There you go. I got to do that with mine. I got the green screen out, and I was going to do it with you today, and then I can't remember where I put the green screen.
Well, you don't have to use a green screen with as long as I don't hold my hand up. My
Right.
hand is what causes problems a little bit. Like if I try to, no, it's okay now.
Yeah, you got 5 fingers and everything.
Yes, I've got 5 fingers.
That's nice.
Then the important one too. So
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which,
Yeah.
last time we chatted,
yes.
you mentioned something, and then I got off of this thing, and I went, wait a second, he never talked about that. You didn't like the Wired Again show that we did?
Oh, I thought that was the worst special ever done on television.
Really?
Yeah.
I was very happy with it.
You were very happy with it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Oh, it had its problems.
Well, of course, and we went through a few people.
I had a producer who was terrible. It was a guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name now.
Marty?
He's dead now, I think. Yeah.
Marty Higgins?
Marty Higgins? Is that the name? Yeah.
No, Marty was the director.
Oh, no, Marty. Marty Higgins. Now, where do I know the name Marty Higgins?
Comedian? Funny guy?
Yeah, no, yeah. He was the producer on the show, and I think he died.
No,
He didn't?
I talked to him.
Oh, then I guess
I mean, he wasn't dead yet.
I guess
a
he's
week
not
ago.
dead, but he was the director and the writer.
Right. No, I got writing credits too, I think.
Oh yeah, I gave everybody credits.
Everybody should have something.
Yeah,
Yeah, what? You didn't think that was okay? I thought the thing was fine.
I gave
and
David,
it holds up.
gave David Feldman a credit on that show as a producer or an executive, whatever.
Feldman had it?
Yeah, and I don't even talk to him anymore. I can't
I
stand the
don't,
son of
I
a
don't remember
bitch.
him at any meeting.
No, he was the announcer.
Right, that makes sense.
on the comedy specials, the ones where we did the comedians.
right. Yeah.
Okay. But Marty Higgins was the overseer of our show.
I thought it was fine.
Why I ever had him do it, I have no idea.
It was cheap.
Yeah, he was cheap.
Nice guy.
Yeah, but that was the worst special ever. And if you
I
want
don't
to
think
watch
so.
it, I have it up on.
I do too.
Yeah, I have it up.
Excuse me. If you want, Alex, I can get you an Emmy for that.
Can you get me an Emmy for that?
I know some guys who
I have 2 Emmys already. I don't need any
the
more.
big ones, not the little ones, the big ones.
Oh, you have a big one? Where do you get the big ones?
I got a guy who deals in big ones.
He deals in big ones?
Yeah, you could get a big one if you want, or I'm pretty sure we can get an
Because
Academy
mine are
Award.
the tiny ones.
Right, but you can get. I got a guy. I'm just telling you.
Really? Can he get me
Yeah.
an Oscar?
I think so. I know he's got Emmys.
Well, you know why
and
he's
lots
got
of
Emmys?
extra
I'll
Emmys.
tell you why he's got Emmys. There's so many Emmys out there.
Yeah. You couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then we just put the plate on it, and there you go.
That's right. That's all you have to do. But
I
anyway,
have to do that.
so anyway, you sent me a link to a TV show.
Benny Hinn? Is that Benny Hinn?
No. Didn't you? Were you the one who sent me the thing about the Moonlight Bunny Ranch?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah.
So I've watched 4 episodes of that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, yeah.
Unfair. Terrible. Now I'm not going to stand up for Dennis Hoff, who was the owner of the Moonlight
late
Bunny
Dennis
Ranch.
Hoff.
Yeah, but it's very easy to do a documentary denigrating somebody who's dead
Right.
and can't sue you. Okay, So you can
Yeah.
say virtually anything about them, and they only had a handful of people who had anything bad to say about them. The
Right.
real people they could have gone to, which was like Madame Suzette or whatever her name was, who was
Right.
his second in command, or anybody. None of them would talk to them. And then
No.
they were complaining about how HBO was promoting this and promoting this kind of horrible thing, and they didn't question it at all because they just wanted to have a show. And these people were doing the same thing. They were simply
Yeah.
pulling out people that allowed them to present the Moonlight Bunny Ranch in the way they want to present it. Now, I mean, for instance, there was one thing they said about once they were there, they could never leave.
That's not true.
Well, it is true to an extent. Let me.
Well, you have to. It's a state law that they have to remain there for X number of days.
No, it was
7 days.
No, but it was this. It was this. And I know this to be true because Dennis talked to me about it many times. He does not allow, makes women who come there stay there for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They cannot leave for 3 weeks. Then they can go home, do anything they want to, maybe never ever come back. But he doesn't want them coming and going, because these are hookers. Okay, after all.
Yeah.
Right? What would they do if you allowed them to come and go?
Work outside.
That's correct. What they would do is they would find people who come to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, tell them, well, don't pay for it now, just leave and say you didn't find anybody.
I'm going to be in town tomorrow.
I'll meet you in town tomorrow. And that's the reason he wouldn't let them leave. After 3 weeks, they could. It was like,
well, they all had contracts, and I don't know if you ever saw it. Did you ever see the guidebook to working there?
No.
That was an amazing book. I spent some quality time with that one day.
Yeah.
And it just.
Well, they mention it. They mention it in the documentary.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically just, it's like any salesman's upsell to anything. So it's like, hey, for $30 I'll do this, for $150 I'll do that, and for
Yeah. So
if
it's
you
a
really
guide.
want
It's a guide for them.
Yeah. So they know what to say to the guy to trigger him to give them more money,
Okay.
to pay for a nicer car.
Yeah.
Or,
Well,
whatever.
I mean, look, I went to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch any number of times, not to have sex. I never had sex there.
I never had sex there either. I took my mom once.
Yeah. I just went to see Dennis.
Yeah.
And he would offer me, he would say, hey, you can have any woman in the place, you just got to pay her half.
Right.
Okay. But I'll forego my half. All right. And I kept saying, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah,
and it never appealed to me. Hookers never appealed to me. Okay.
Yeah.
The only time I did a hooker is somebody went over to wanted to go to the to the Mustang Ranch, and I had to sit out there. My hand just disappeared. See that? Watch that. Wait a minute. Well, not yet. Back here. I don't know. Anyway, it's the first time I'm using this today.
No.
It doesn't look terrible.
No.
I sat there with nothing to do, and some hooker came along and said, "Do you want a party?" And I went, "Sure. I've never done this. Let's try it."
Right.
And it was the most unsexual experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it's so very weird. The whole concept of coming in and picking somebody out and then going into a room and I don't know.
I think I got a blowjob and that was it. I can't remember. Maybe I didn't do anything. But anyway, I would go to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. I'd sit out in the lobby,
Hang out in the bar,
hang out, hang out.
Area.
And I would talk to a lot of the women who worked there, and they knew who I was and that I was a friend of Dennis's and so on. But I never had an indication that any of them were particularly unhappy.
No.
Any
conversation I've had with, nobody said, "Hey, get me out of here."
Yeah, but do you think these people came to interview me? No, because I wasn't giving them the story they wanted, which was this horrible place. You know.
Right. Well,
and then
there's two more right across the street.
Well, no, he owned all of those.
I know, but I
Yeah.
mean, they could have went over there too. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, those were the cheaper ones.
right.
Yeah, but my picture is one of those. I have a
Nice.
picture of myself with Dennis. Yeah, I said I'm so proud. I went over there and I said, "There's a picture of me up on the wall." He says, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I put a
Nice.
picture of you." I said, "Can't put me up in the main place?" No. Well, I told you about the best picture I ever had taken in my life, and I wish I had a copy of it.
What?
Maybe you can lay your hands on it. I don't know.
Well, you, Dennis, and
No, me, and on one side is Joey Buttafuoco,
right.
and on the other side of me is John Wayne Bobbitt.
Nice. Yeah, this is Joe. I live in Joe.
And I'm just standing there, and the person says, "Can I take your picture?" And I go, "Sure." And then I look on either side of me, and I go, "This is about as low as my life has gotten."
Yeah, it's down there a ways.
Yeah.
John Wayne Bobbitt is from my little town here.
Yeah.
So I have a picture with him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he signed a steak knife for me that says "Love Hurts."
Oh, God.
Nice, huh?
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah.
I gotta go down. I haven't been to the Bunny Ranch in quite a long time now.
Well, it's now, I don't know who owns it now.
No, she does. The madam.
Oh,
is still running it.
Oh, she does?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. She was a nice lady. I liked her a
Very,
lot.
very nice.
Yeah.
I should go and see if they've got new T-shirts. Something.
Really? Well,
Coffee
if you
mugs.
pick up one for me. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. But anyway, coffee mugs. They have coffee mugs.
Yeah. Oh, they had coffee mugs and hats and.
Well, if
everything.
anybody knew how to run that place, it was her, because she was really running it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she was
The only
definitely
thing they
operating.
accuse him of that I'd say probably is pretty much true is that he was always publicizing himself. He would do anything for publicity.
Big time,
There
yeah.
was this woman up in Oklahoma who had worked at the Bunny Ranch, went back home, got murdered. And then he named it the Bunny Ranch Murders.
Nice.
Okay, and then he went to the trial even though they asked him not to. And out in the hallway, he's signing autographs and he's giving away copies of his book. I mean, that was the part of him I didn't like.
He definitely was a marketing guy.
Well, at one point when I I didn't have a job, he asked me if I wanted to handle his promotion and publicity.
Nice.
And I turned him down. I said, that isn't what I do for a living, okay? And
Right.
and I don't know if I want that on my resume. It's just not something. My nose is itching. Hairs,
Nice. Did you get older?
as you get
Hair
older.
just-
Hairs
Your
come
ear
out.
and your nose.
Yeah, but anyway, so I turned him down on that, and I didn't want to. I saw no reason to do it,
Can you imagine every day working at that?
Well, also, I would probably have to live there or live in Nevada to do it,
Right.
and I really didn't want to do it.
Yeah, you probably haven't lived in Carson.
If he wanted
Oh,
to pay me to do PR for him, and I could do it from San Francisco, and he would just send me a check every month,
Yeah. The best part is the Bunny Ranch every year for Nevada Day would have a float in the parade. And
Do you remember?
I-
Do you remember what was on the float at all?
yeah, just exactly what you would think Dennis would put on one of those floats.
What, Dennis?
Dennis, giant penises, hookers.
No, not giant penises in a
Oh
parade.
yeah, no, they had the big blow up ones on there. Oh yeah.
Really?
And then right behind them were there's a group of guys out here that all wear red shirts, and I can't think of the name of them off the top of that. Well, they bring their guns, so they put them at the back of the parade because they keep shooting their guns off in the air.
Oh, okay.
So they were it was always hookers, followed by the gun guy.
Well, we can get into this next time, but he did run for state senator, was
I
it?
know. I voted for him.
Look, see, there goes my hand. Wait a minute. Watch it disappear. See? Disappeared. There we go. Anyway, hey, listen, let's do more of this next, okay?
Okie dokie.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my old friend, Chuck Farnham, who loves hanging out in weird places, some of which we'll talk about next time. Thank you so much, Chuck.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, okay, all right. Let me see here. Have I got all my stuff up here? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to get... some reason everything is not working tonight properly. There we go. Okay. Hey, how are you? Coming up on the 4th of July tomorrow, you may hear some fireworks going off in the distance here because I live in a neighborhood where people love to buy fireworks. So anyway, oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, folks. Oh, you know, I have this thing where I sneeze, and if I sneeze loud enough, Marjorie counts how many times I sneeze. That's not fun, you know. But anyway, so we do that. Anyway, let me bring in some of the people here that are waiting. A handful. There's let's see here. We have Charlie Wallace, and we have Jeff, and we have Alan, and I can then bring them in here because I saw somebody earlier that I don't think was for real, but we'll wait and see. If he tries again, I'll do what I normally do, which is just show my face, and then we can see if they're for real. Hello, guys. How are you?
Doing good.
What do you do?
Yeah, it's Jeff, and it's Charlie, and it's Alan, and it's me. And this is the day before the 4th of July. So
It is.
there'll be no show tomorrow.
Okay. Amy's not doing one either.
No, that's right. And why should we?
No,
It's a
I don't know. For you, it's any reason you can find to not do a show.
we can't hear you that well. Am I right? Is he a little
Yeah, he's very low volume.
Am I? Okay.
you may be actually do you have a microphone you use, or do you use a camera for your
Camera microphone, and it's on.
Yeah, it's just a little weak tonight, I guess. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, I'm a weak tech guy. Speakers, audio. I don't care about the speakers. What about the audio? Oh, well. Can't do anything about that, I guess.
Oh, well, you're okay. You're all right.
I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah. So anybody have plans for the 4th of July?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, oh, yeah? It was like
Spend the day with my cutie.
you spend the day with your cutie.
We're going to go to Massachusetts to see my daughter
Uh-huh.
and her family.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
Any better?
that's it.
It's okay.
Is any better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
It just could
Okay.
be me, too. I don't know. I'm having trouble here with my audio today. So,
Okay.
anyway.
Jeff and I are okay.
What?
So Jeff and I are okay.
Yeah,
I don't know about that, but okay.
Volume wise.
Oh, volume wise, everybody sounds good.
volume wise, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have nothing. I really have nothing. It's the big, beautiful, wonderful asshole bill passed tonight.
Yep. Trump
Yep.
said he's going to sign it tomorrow.
Yeah.
The biggest cut in benefits to the people
60
in
years.
history.
Oh, in history?
Well,
No,
let's
I-
talk about good things in the bill, okay? I'll start with you, Charlie.
Good things in the bill.
Yeah.
Well, there's supposed to be some tax break for seniors that's temporary.
Really? I didn't hear
Only for
about
2
it.
months.
I think
haven't
there
heard
was
about it
something like
either.
that.
However, I'll tell you something good in the bill. not taxing tips or overtime.
Again, but that's temporary. That goes away in 2027 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Same
none of
thing
us are
with the
working by
senior.
tips.
It's tax on Social Security. They're going to give us a tax break on our Social Security benefits. We won't have to pay so much taxes on it.
Oh,
Oh, really?
really?
They talked about doing that. Did that actually pass?
That was in the bill.
Oh, well, God, I sure hope that passed. That's the only
But
good
again,
thing
like I
I heard
said,
about.
it only lasts for a couple years.
I think that the the assholes who are the Republicans are really kind of afraid of this bill, and the reason for that is it doesn't go into effect till after the midterms.
After the midterms, yeah,
So
'cause
obviously they don't have any real belief in it.
no.
You know. But how they can do it? I mean, you're hired by your constituency, and you're hired. You're a working stiff who works for your constituency. That's your only job. And then you have to go back to your constituency and saying, well, this isn't. You're not going to get this taken care of, and you're not going to get that taken care of. And oh, by the way, that hospital has to close down because it's not getting enough money from the government. And you got to go back to them and give a reason why you did this, why you actually signed on to this bill.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me.
All of this to give tax cuts to people making more than $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I
think
wish I
that
were
leaves
making
all
more
of
than $1
us
million
out.
a year. Then I suppose I would love Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Although I
But
can't.
did you need a tax cut? Did you need a tax cut so that your grandma has to give up her Medicaid benefits or whatever?
Well, if I'm a selfish asshole, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know. When you let's say you're from Kentucky, okay, which Rand Paul's from Kentucky, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he didn't vote for this bill. All right. But let's say you live in Kentucky and you voted for Donald Trump, and now you're going to see this horrible stuff happen. Okay, not really good, And how do you go back to your constituency and tell them that this is good for them?
This Medicaid stuff and a lot of this stuff is going to hurt the lower income class a lot quicker than it's going to hurt the middle
It's going to
class.
hurt kids. They do away with SNAP.
Absolutely. SNAP's gone. Yep.
I mean,
California is going to come up with their own version of SNAP.
Yeah, well, that's fine, and it's up to the
California.
states to come up with something.
Right.
But
Well, it's going to hurt the red states more than anybody.
a lot
That's
of those states might not come up with it.
No.
Do we know who Adam Solomon is?
I don't.
Sounds Jewish.
Well,
I would
hold on a
come
second. Let me just put my face up here, okay? And they will bring him in and see if we know who he is. Everybody, get ready to hide your eyes.
Stop swearing at me. I'm 22 years old now. So I'm just.
Oh, yes, I know you, and I'm telling you,
No, but-
get lost, okay? Goodbye.
Get a life.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna get lost because I'm just here because I want to. Because I'm 22 years old.
I'm getting rid of
I
you.
can talk.
I'm getting rid of you.
Because I'm gonna report your YouTube because I'm the
Are you
admin.
going to
on YouTube,
report
so
me
you're
to?
gonna be
Who
banned
are
on
you going to
YouTube.
report me
You
to?
shut your fucking
The Republican
mouth.
Party.
I
Wait,
know,
shut
I
my
was
fucking
You're
mouth.
being reported now. You
Shut
wait.
your fucking mouth. Oh, that got rid of him.
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay.
Has he been on before?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Yes.
very obnoxious.
I've
let me
never
go.
met him before.
Oh, you're fortunate.
Well, here
He
he
doesn't
comes.
go to Connecticut. You're lucky.
You just entered
Really?
he entered the waiting room again. So we'll just
Oh, that's good.
remove him.
Let him
Let
sit
him wait.
Let him wait. Well, I'll remove him once, and then if he wants to come back and just sit there, he can sit there. Anyway. So I don't know. I've given up on everything. Just
I got a new funny T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see because of my camera. Let's stand up here.
Oh,
Look.
but there.
Very good.
Deliverance.
Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean, anybody under 40 wouldn't understand it.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right
'cause they
about
haven't
that.
seen Deliverance.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
I thought it was cute.
I think it's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just I'm just so just flummoxed by all of this. You know, I can't believe that people can be as uncaring of other human beings as these people are.
Yep.
And then
Look at
this
the concentration camp in Florida.
the alligator Alcatraz.
Whatever, yeah.
Please, I grew up in the Bay Area. Please don't say it's Alcatraz. There's only one Alcatraz, and we love it. It's a beautiful island out in the middle of San Francisco Bay. And by the way, it's not alligator Alcatraz because Alcatraz only held 300 people.
Yeah.
And no alligators.
Well, sharks.
Yeah.
Sharks.
They had sharks. But
Sharks don't climb on land, though.
But somebody was talking about they were down in Miami and they were going out to the airport, and as they were going out to the airport, they just looked out at the road beside them and there was an alligator walking down the road.
Happens
So
all the time.
all of Florida is alligator Alcatraz. But did you hear about alligator Alcatraz?
Yes.
That it's underwater now?
Oh, is
Oh.
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
rained. It rained, and now it's flooding. And there are already people there,
cute. That's funny.
and they're flooding. So
They don't care. That's just more benefit for them,
Mhm.
for the Republicans.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Makes it meaner.
It makes it
Trumpers'
meaner. Yeah,
Specialty.
I don't know why they. And it's the politics of meanness.
Yep.
Of just being mean. I mean, if there was a reason for what they're doing, I'd say okay, but there isn't any rhyme or reason to what they're doing. You
So
know?
we're going to kick them out so we can bring them back next year.
No, that's if you look at the ad that Kristi Noem is running, where she says, if you want to leave, go to this site, get this app, and then you leave, and maybe we'll let you back in. Maybe you'll let them back in. Are they going to take your word for it?
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, as a kid, as growing up, and I was in school, they taught me that this was a country where people who wanted to escape tyranny and wanted to be an immigrant could come. This was a country of immigrants.
Yep.
Everybody here, except for the Native American, are immigrants.
Yep.
Or the children of immigrants. Is there anybody here who is not a child of immigrants? No. So, I mean, don't we say that immigration is something we embrace, that a lot of other countries don't, But anyway, so I'm just all disappointed by it, and I don't understand it, and I don't understand why you don't want kids to get their SNAP. And I don't understand why any of this, why people, any people can deal with. I can see them wanting to keep people out of the country who come here illegally and have them come through legally. But then once they're here and they've been here for 10 years, why do you suddenly pick them up and throw them out? By then you should consider them, as people who
Beneficial
live here.
to the country.
Most of them
Look
are.
how much they paid in taxes.
They
Yep.
pay taxes. It's terrible. It's just terrible.
And maybe they work on a farm.
And who was I watching? I think it was the Speaker of the House, whatever his name is. I keep forgetting his name.
Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson.
Oh, Mike Johnson. I'm sorry.
Why can't I remember a name that's the name of a penis? Mike Johnson.
A penis has some good use, though.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. He was giving a speech, and one of the things he was saying, I think, was that we are, to begin with, he did this whole thing about how we are a country that was created, all men are created equal. And who creates people? God. Well, I didn't know that that was the definition of creating people. I thought my jizz in some woman's snatch, is creating people. So my God, I don't know. But anyway, it's ridiculous and it's horrible. And and so here on the anniversary of our country's being, which is what, 250 now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Next year.
to say that we have lost our democracy, we've lost all the things we thought this country was founded on, is amazing. It is just absolutely amazing.
A couple of months and it's terrible.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we've only got 3.5 more years of this guy.
Ugh.
Not 1.5.
Is it 3.5? Yeah, I guess about 3.5. now.
Yeah, he's only been in 6 months.
But everybody start praying that he has a heart attack this week.
Oh, yeah, but then we get that other asshole.
Yeah.
Well, he's to me the difference between Vance and Trump is Trump thinks he's smart. Vance is smart,
Well, I don't know.
Oh, really?
but I don't like.
Wait a
either
minute,
one.
wait a minute. Vance is smart?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Smarter than Trump. Okay.
Well,
Okay,
anybody's
well-
smarter than
Well-
Trump.
My dog is smarter than Trump.
How stupid is Trump is the question. Or is he just lazy? Is he just lazy? He doesn't read. He's not
Oh.
well read. He had this 900-page bill that he put through Congress, right? How much of that do you actually believe he read?
Zero.
Yep.
Can't
Zero.
read.
Somebody told him what was
That's
in
wrong.
it. He okayed it and moved on.
Well, no, it isn't. But what did he okay? Did he know what he was okaying?
Who knows?
Well, somebody told him.
Probably. He's pretty much an asshole. So if they say we're going to take food stamps from other kids and they're going to starve, do you want to do that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't. I can't understand how any decent. Well, I say decent human being,
He's indecent.
but how you can say any decent human being would do that to another human being?
Nope.
It's just.
True.
I mean, and
Why
then,
not just, instead of making the kids starve to death, why not just line them up like a firing squad and shoot them all?
And there are people Alan, that I know as well, who think this guy is right in all of this, and I don't understand how you can say that hurting kids is in any way right.
Yep, I
you know.
agree. And I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Or
I mean,
hurting people with Alzheimer's that need Medicaid to pay for their
Yep.
yeah.
nursing home or whatever.
Well, Medicaid is for people who can't afford medical help.
yeah, well,
You
that's
know,
good.
Medicare is different in that I paid for Social Security, and then it's taken out of my Social Security, and it's a whole different animal. Okay.
Yes.
But in a way, because I'm covered by Medicare, I don't need Medicaid. All right, but they do. And some of them are in their 20s or 30s or whatever, and they have some kind of disease that makes them incapable of
disability,
working.
yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why
They're
peop-
hurting the most vulnerable among us.
Yeah, and that's how we're celebrating the 4th of July. He's going to sign this thing into being, and I got to tell you, I mean, I don't think that our founding fathers were necessarily wonderful people, but they certainly weren't cruel people. And I think they would look at this and say, wait a minute, that isn't why we created this country.
Right.
We created this country so that everybody could benefit by it, and people could come here, and this would be a people to come seeking a place away from oppression and so on. And so when we talk about what basis was this country founded on, this flies in the face of any of that. And I just don't understand. And then I don't understand how people can think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
The only good thing that I see out of it personally, and you do too, Alex, we talked about this last night, the stock market's going up. Big businesses are going to get tax breaks on a
Oh,
lot of
you,
different places, and that will make
Well, all I know is I
businesses
looked
worth.
today. I figured, hey, it's been going up. It's got to go down. No, it's up again today.
It's up a lot today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was up. What? I gained maybe about $5,000 in the last week, maybe more. I
That
haven't
may,
really checked
yeah.
it out.
I probably made that in the last
Maybe
week.
the poor people should invest in the stock market.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. What we do, I'll tell you what we do. We give them the money for their health care, but then they can go invest it in the stock market.
Yeah. That's a good plan.
Yeah. But I mean, on the other hand, so I made some money this week. Is it worth taking it out of the mouth of some kid
No.
or some school lunch program or some hospital in rural Kentucky, that has to close down? No, I'd rather that I didn't have that.
That's right. I'm the same way. I haven't sold anything, so I haven't really made any money.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not making a big, in spite of the fact I made money, I feel guilty about it in a way.
Charity.
Who's talking?
Pamela.
Who?
I think it's
Pamela. Hello, Pamela.
Secret lady up the street.
Oh, she's in the other room in the cooking.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for. Yeah.
Boy, that's wonderful.
That's cute.
I
Watermelon.
know.
Yeah.
Boy, are you talented or what?
Oh, you go online and say, how do you do it? And they tell you. It's like a 2-minute video.
Oh, really?
Hard. Yeah. It's not hard
You
at all.
should see the one Jeff did. Oh,
It's just like he did one last year. He did.
Well, he
Did
tried.
he?
He tried.
Okay.
Excuse me. He tried doing it with a cantaloupe.
So, Alex, if you're feeling guilty, give some money to charity.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
when I die, I'm giving all of it to charity. So
yeah, but that could be 10 years from now or longer.
Yeah.
Well, at the rate I'm going, it's
15.
another week and a half. But whatever. I mean, no, I thought about what am I going to do with my money? Marjorie's thought about it too because she just sold her apartment and we now have more money. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like the first time in our life, we're millionaires. All right, and so what do we do with our money? And we don't have many places to spend it. I mean, we can take some cruises and stuff like that, but there'll still be a lot of it left over.
You should take cruises. You should go places.
Well, no, but we figured that that we could, that we wouldn't mind giving the money to some charitable organizations. I mean, we're thinking very much about giving a nice chunk of money to St. Jude's because we really like the way they do their advertising. You know how all these people do this advertising showing the kids with tubes up their noses and looking sickly and horrible. All the kids in their ads are smiling and happy. It's the parents that are crying. Okay?
Yep.
And that's as it should be, and they're not exploiting the children.
Shriners is the same way.
Shriners, I hear, is another good one.
I
asked-
give money every year to them.
Yeah, we have a friend who is a doctor, and we told her about St. Jude's, and she said, yeah, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea. They have a very good reputation. She said, the other one that has a great reputation is the Shriners.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm going to leave money to people, I'm not leaving it to you guys, but what am I going to do? What are we going to do with it? So yeah, we should put it somewhere where it's going to do some good.
Yeah.
So Marjorie's been making an appointment to go to see a lawyer to make up a new will.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
But every time she says we have to go see a lawyer about making up a new will, I go, yeah, have you called him yet? She says, well, no, I'll call next week. Well, so far she's never called, so.
Give her a break. She takes care of you.
But I mean, it's a question of if you've got money to leave, I mean, Jeff's got family, and well, you don't have anybody, do you, Alan? Who would you leave your money to?
I'm leaving it to organizations.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Shriners is getting 25% of my assets.
Okay.
When I
So
die.
you see, there's a good example. But he doesn't have any kids either, so he doesn't have to worry about that. On the other hand,
I
Charlie.
can't get Schwarzman spelled right, so why leave it to you?
Well,
I'm kidding. No, I'm giving it to Shriners, and I'm giving it to, I'm actually giving money away to them as I go too, because I could be alive, who knows, 20, 30 years from now. But in the meantime, I give Shriners money. I give the place that feeds the homeless in San Francisco money every year. And yeah, and one of the nice things for me is I feel good about it, but I also get a tax break.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. You can give away up to 15% of your
Something like that. Yeah.
of your. Well, you're not working now, so you don't actually have an income. Your income is just what you
No,
make.
I'm unemployed.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so
I've got,
I just
I've got
sent
4 grandkids. One of them finally graduated. The rest of them are in college or one's in high school.
Well, what are their names? I'll send them some money.
They're wonderful.
Hey, I got a grandkid.
Yeah, okay.
Send him
Yeah.
some money.
yeah.
I mean, you want me to send you the money?
Now, Scott, you've got kids, right? You got people to leave money to, right?
Too many. Yeah.
Too many. Okay, so
They're
you
all
know.
getting
I'm
But
gonna
$17.
take it with me like Trump.
But Marjorie doesn't have any kids, and I don't have any kids. So what are we going to do with it?
That's right.
So do some good with it.
Give it away. Give it away while you're still alive.
Well,
so
let
you
me
can enjoy
throw
it.
this out. The guy who's currently running for mayor here,
Sword.
Donnie.
Mamdavi. I have to always get it correct. Mamdavi is said that he doesn't think people should be billionaires and be allowed to be billionaires. That how much money do you need? And and they're not talking about. He's not talking about corporations or whatever. He's talking about individuals.
I
Yeah.
still eat at Taco Bell once in a while. I said I still eat at Taco Bell once in a while.
Yeah, but my question is, does anybody necessarily disagree with that we don't need billionaires?
Jeff is thinking about because he's got about $4 billion.
Yeah, right.
Bab's laughing for the others.
Well, I mean, but what would you do? What would you do with $1 billion that you couldn't do with
I'd buy GabNet. That way we
I
could
guess
let
we're
that
giving
kid
it
back
away.
in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see where people have $1 billion, but then they do something good with it.
I do.
But what he's saying is they just shouldn't be billionaires. It's too much money for any one single human being to have.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, Elon has like 18 kids though. You gotta, the college is expensive.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the guy I don't
That's a
understand.
university.
How much money does he
I'm not
have? Well, he had about 400 billion. He doesn't have it anymore, but he's down about 300 billion now.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Why don't you do something with that money? Why don't you, why don't you go out to schools and hospitals? Rural hospitals are collapsing. Go out to these rural hospitals and save them with your money.
Maybe he will.
What do you need that money for?
SpaceX.
And we're
Bill
not.
Gates gives a lot of money away.
You know something? As much as Bill Gates has given away a ton of it, okay?
So does Warren Buffett.
Well, he did it because Warren Buffett said he should do it. And he taught him how to give away money. But then it turns out he gave away a ton of it. You know how much he has now? The same amount he started out with.
Yes.
He can't seem to get rid of it.
You can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
The truth. I know what you're talking about.
But Buffett said, what are you going to do with all that money? Buffett isn't even leaving it to his kids. He says, my kids take care of themselves very nicely, thank you.
Yeah.
And he says, I have way too much money. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's ridiculous. I have an itchy nose tonight. But I mean, what are they going to do with it? And so I kind of agree with Mondavi. Maybe I'm sounding like a socialist, which I am. And I'm not even going to moderate it by saying a Democratic socialist. I'm a hardcore, in-your-face socialist. Okay. And I believe that a society is created, a country is created to take care of its own. That's what we do. And there are a lot of people in this country who have nothing.
And people like me that have something.
Yeah.
I give it away to like places like Shriners and the homeless and stuff like that.
Very good. Congratulations. I mean, you can't do more than about 15%, otherwise it's not tax deductible.
I don't worry about the tax break. I just give it away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but who have you got to give it to? You've got a mother. Your mother's still alive.
My mother's well off. She can live. I got more money than anybody in the family, but that's beside the point.
She doesn't need your money.
Nope, she doesn't need it. I got a sister, and she doesn't need it.
Okay. So you can give away as much of it as you want to, and as long as you're still living okay, And what do you spend money on? Occasionally you go out to a nice restaurant somewhere?
That's about it. Cigars. Once in a while. I send people laptops like Charlie.
Yeah. No, but you're sending them there. That's your hand-downs. Hand-me-downs. You didn't send them a computer you weren't using, you were still using.
No. But why would I do that?
You sent them one that was sitting around the house doing nothing.
Yeah, but it's only 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
I didn't like the color of the screen.
I give away stuff.
You didn't like the color of the what?
Screen.
Yeah, the screen's a little light, but I don't care.
Yep. So I got a Lenovo, a top of the line Lenovo.
Well, what kind is the one he sent you?
Dell.
It's a Dell.
But it's got a solid state hard drive. It's got an i5 processor. It works fine for what he needs it for.
Sounds like a powerful little machine.
It is.
Yeah.
It's better than any computer I ever had.
Yeah, it was very nice of you.
And it didn't cost him a dime. He's just a nice guy, and I thought he'd want it, and he wanted it.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
I mailed it to him. Well, I didn't, I UPS'd it to him.
You UPS'd it to him. Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't even cost him for shipping. I paid for all that because he's just a nice guy.
Because Alan's a nice guy. What can I say?
Yeah, it's very nice of him.
I kept him on your show and Jack's show for a week, accidentally. I mean, on purpose, but I sent him one of those batteries that keep your cell phone charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the power goes out here.
And on Amy's show, he was talking about at 75, he just turned 75 or something, that he's never had real maple syrup. Well, now he can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Did he send you real maple syrup?
He sent me real maple syrup.
By the way, what have you sent me? What have you sent me recently?
Well, I don't know. I sent you a cane, and that's probably one of your best assets that I sent you.
Yes, that did help. That did help.
And I saw you and Marjorie walking around France or England or wherever you guys went, and you guys had your canes.
Yeah.
Yep. We did.
Yeah, they were in France.
So.
Yeah. So, anyway, but
Well,
I tried to make my friends.
Wait a minute, Jeff.
We spent a lot of money. I'll tell you this. We have this old car that we've kept forever, and I think it was Pam got it from her sister.
It's 2014. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
a little small car. So anyway, my granddaughter uses the car, and that's how she gets to school and college and whatever.
Oh, really?
All that. Okay, so we got the information that we have to pay the taxes for the car. So we could call her up and say, look, you ought to pay the.
Wait a minute, you have to pay the taxes on the car she gave
Really?
you?
Connecticut. Yeah. Now wait till you hear how much it is. What was the pay?
$40.
$40.
Oh, God. You're going to go broke.
Yeah.
So I guess we had to do it ourselves. I mean, come on, that would be embarrassment to ask them.
Really
Oh boy.
weird.
Oh
How
boy.
weird.
Yeah.
Must cost whoever the taxing agency more than $40 to go through all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it's just going to be us tonight, huh? I guess
Looks
because
like.
people are going away on vacation and stuff like that, you know.
They're gonna have a big party tomorrow. They're gonna go visit their cousins or their aunts or whatever, and they gotta be all prepared for that.
We have nowhere to go tomorrow. I think we're just going to go. We're going to attempt a walk. I haven't been out of the house since last Sunday.
You're in a semi-high rise. You can probably see fireworks going off, can't you?
Oh yeah, we can see some of the fireworks. Actually, there are a lot of local fireworks. You know, the kids
Yeah.
who go out and buy the fireworks, and they were shooting them up tonight, and they were looking pretty good.
Yeah, especially what you do is you look down there and you go, "Oh, look at those kids! They're using that brand new Tesla to set off their fireworks."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, you're going to be happy to know, however, you know, Musk is giving away some of his money.
About time.
Yeah, he's looking at all the Republicans who voted for this bill,
Yeah.
and then he's going to go and primary them with cash.
Yep.
Against them.
What did she say?
Against them.
Against them. Yeah, of course.
Right.
He's going to primary them, is
Right.
what the term is. And that's kind of good, you know. I'm not going to buy his damn car, though. I'll tell you that right now. You know.
No, they build them right down the street.
Do you know
here.
he in the last quarter shipped 15% less Teslas?
Yep.
Oh, well, get close to Trump and you're sure to screw up your
Yeah.
life.
Well, I mean, he was stupid in what he did and how he did it. Okay, he didn't exactly endear America to him.
No, he certainly didn't.
You know.
And I hope when we get a Democrat president again, they lock him up.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. This says Ray. Okay, let's assume this is Ray.
Renati.
But let me just put me on here anyway.
I can text him if you
See?
want.
No, I'll see here if it is Ray, and if it isn't, if it is Ray, there that is Ray.
That is
Okay,
Ray. Yay.
all right, yay,
Hello.
Ray. There he is. Hello, Ray.
Hey,
How you doing?
Well, you got a hell of a haircut, didn't you?
Yeah, what is that? What
Yeah,
kind of
what-
haircut is that?
just
It's all
your
gone.
standard Great Clips cheapo haircut.
I did the same thing today. Look at that, you know?
I did a couple
Put
weeks
your
ago.
screen up, Alan. I want to see that.
It's
Mark-
a reverse mohawk.
Marjorie cuts my hair. During
yeah.
COVID, we bought a set of clippers, and I just have never gone back to the barber again.
Me either.
And my
Cut my
barber
hair.
just, he does the same thing with the clippers, you know. The only thing I get to do is tip him. You know.
The good thing is you can comb your hair with a wash rag, Alex.
Yeah, it's okay. That joke gets really old.
Do you give?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Jeff?
Do you give Marjorie a tip?
No,
Mm-hmm.
I do. It's save your money. That's what I tell her.
You ought to say, I appreciate all the haircuts. Here's 24 long stem red roses, and just surprise her.
Well, I might do that. I haven't thought
Yeah.
about that. That might be nice.
If I had money, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
I mean, I think I don't know if she likes red roses, but whatever. Something nice like that.
yeah.
Cost you $100, $200 to have it delivered and everything, and she'd be thrilled.
Well, I can
I
also
just go to
I
Safeway and pick up some red carnations. It cost me $6.
will tell you, you know
And
what?
it gets the same.
Here's some of the best flowers you can get, and I got them for her on one occasion. It was like Valentine's Day or something. Roses at Costco.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can get
And-
them.
Oh yeah,
And actually, a lot of flowers you buy, like on the street or whatever, you know, you bring them home within 2 days, they're dead. You know, these things from Costco, they were good for at least a good week before they started wilting away.
Right.
You know?
Right.
The Costco flowers, they're a great bargain.
Yeah.
Those are good flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not expensive.
Not at all. So that would be my suggestion. Maybe the next time I go to Costco. What was the last time I was at Costco?
Before COVID.
Before COVID. Then I discovered Instacart.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I've never been back.
Well, maybe Instacart will pick up a couple dozen roses for you.
Well, I could have them do that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't stop to think about it. You know, but I just never looked up roses on Costco on Instacart. So, you know.
I've never tried that. I got to try that Instacart.
The other thing is happening with me with Costco and not going there and having Instacart do it for me is every year when I get my yearly renewal for my membership card, they send me a check.
Yes.
So I get a check.
Executive membership.
I've got 3 years worth of checks sitting over here.
Yep, you can use them at Costco and Costco only.
Yep, but they will. Marjorie said, well, don't they expire? And I looked at them, they don't expire.
They don't.
You know what you do too is if you want, you can get cash. You go to Costco and you just get a couple little things, and they'll give you the rest in cash.
Yeah, that's right. They will do
Just
that.
what he needs. You missed the first part of the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cash
okay.
strapped right now, you know?
Yeah, times are really hard. I'm struggling.
Plus, you get
Okay.
the best thing you get at Costco
What?
is a hot dog and a soda for $1.50.
You know,
And then you can spend $299 and get an ounce of caviar.
they never changed the price on that.
I know.
The hot dog and the
The
soda
lost leader.
are the same. It's a lost leaders. So's the chicken. Chicken has always been
Still $5, right?
$4.95. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't buy it anymore. You know why?
No.
Who said it?
It's bad.
No, it's not
I
bad.
don't like the bag.
The bag.
For one thing.
They
and the
went to the
chicken is
bag.
not good.
You're
It's-
not supposed to eat
chickens
the
are
bag,
small.
Scott.
The chicken was pretty good size. Now, I don't know, may have changed because there's
No,
shrinkflation
they're
going
shrinking.
on. They're shrinking?
They're sick chicken.
Oh, really?
I-
Oh, because
guess.
their chicken was always very good, and people would buy it like crazy. But it used to come in this kind of this pack, with a bubble over it and so on.
Yeah.
And now it comes in a bag. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to buy chicken in a sack. I mean, to me, that's not a big deal.
Have your Instacart guy go to Sam. Oh, you have to have a membership to go to Sam's to get it. But yeah, Sam's chicken is big, plump, juicy. Oh, the best.
And how much
So
does it
chicken in a
cost?
bubble is better than chicken in a bag?
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's not in a bag.
No bag.
No
I
bag.
don't understand it, but
Well, also, they've done something else, too. I used to like to get these things called rollers, and they put them now. It used to come in, again, the same thing like the chicken with the plastic top and so on. Well, now it still has the plastic top, but the thing under it is cardboard.
Oh, how tacky.
And what's worse about that is the rollers don't last that long. They get stale very fast because they're not. Yeah.
I think that cardboard is recycled at the toilet paper plant.
Probably something like that. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, and so the chicken is just terrible now. I won't buy the chicken.
the chicken actually has a lot of salt.
You know
lot.
what happens? We also
Really off my limit.
well, we can get our food from Stu Leonard's through Instacart, and that's up north from us. And she orders the chicken from them, and the chicken's quite good, and it's fresh and it's terrific.
And it's only $39.
And they also have it's not that. It's just almost as cheap as Costco's.
Really?
And
Wow.
then they also have sushi, which is if you eat it the same day you get it, very fresh, very good.
That's good.
And lobster rolls. We order lobster rolls from there. So, there are a lot of other places beside Costco that we can order from. So,
Right.
do you go to Costco, Ray?
Yeah, about once a week.
Really, that often?
Yep.
He likes all the free
Because
snacks.
I got two 20-something-year-old boys living in my house in addition to my
they can
wife
eat
and I.
anything.
Yeah.
So they eat a lot of food.
So, yeah. So what do you get when you go there? What's your favorite stuff to buy? Because there's stuff every time you go there, you probably buy some of the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean I get I get berries, bananas, I get like sweet potatoes.
They have a lot of great fruit and vegetables, don't
Yeah.
Yeah, I get portobello
Hey,
mushrooms.
look, Scott, hold that up.
What is it?
There you go. You just,
There you
they?
go.
Yeah.
when
The best deal is nuts. The nuts there,
cashews?
you get any nuts, like you get like $150 worth of nuts for like $15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pistachios are real cheap.
Yeah, I just got a bag of pistachios, the salt and pepper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where were they? They were
$18 for 5 pounds.
Well, what else?
I mean, that would cost you over $100 at any other store.
they were $18. They were pretty high.
18, yeah, but
They were
that
$4
is so
off.
cheap.
They were on sale, $13.
I mean, you go to Safeway, they give you a little bag like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like $15.
And they're stale. They've been sitting on the rack for 3 months, whatever.
Well, what's happening now that's terrible, even at Costco, but not as much at Costco as everywhere else, is shrinkflation.
Yeah.
In other words, you get less for your money. What was it we got the other day? And I went, why is this so small? You know, it's just the food has gotten tinier.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're giving you less and charging more.
Yeah, but they charge you the same. They charge you the same, but they give you less.
Yeah, and it's like there's hardly anything in the bag.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
All air.
yeah.
A bigger bag.
Now, what was it we got the other day? And I went, gee, Marjorie, this is like, where is it? It's hardly any food in here,
Get a big bag of Lay's potato chips, is half of the bag is air.
Really?
I don't mind that.
Yeah. Well, and they charge you for the air, by the way.
It's special air.
Yeah. But anyway, so what are you doing for the holiday, Ray?
I'm up in Arnold in the mountains near Murphy. I'm here by myself in the house.
Oh, you're up there already?
Yeah, I just came by myself. I have rehearsals starting next week, and I just wanted to work on my lines and stuff without distraction.
Is this a place you guys own?
My brother does, but I use it whenever I want.
Wait a minute.
They hardly ever comes in.
Arnold is in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know where Angels Camp is? Or
Well, here's the
Murphy
funny
or
part
Sonora?
about it. Occasionally, people will say, a city in California, and I'm going, I never heard of it. I live in California all my life, and I never heard of it. And you just mentioned Arnold, and I never heard of it.
It's huge, but it's all vacation homes in the mountains, in the woods. Hardly anybody lives here full time.
And it's where now? Where in California?
On Highway 4. Highway 4 above Angels Camp. You know where Angels Camp is?
I used to know about Angels Camp, but I can't remember where it is now.
Kind of if you go
You know
in
where
the north,
Murphy is?
Yeah.
No, Murphy is another one. I never heard of Murphy.
Right, go to the northern end of the bay,
Yeah.
and then go east about 3 hours, and you're there.
You know where Sonora? Have you ever heard of Sonora?
Yes, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, okay. Well, Mark Twain hung out near there.
It's like a whole state I never visited. When people mention these places, I mean, I watch TV, and they say there's a fire down in. Oh, there was this one place. There was a big fire. Paradise.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Paradise before?
I hadn't.
No, and I've lived in California all my life practically.
For a few days there, it certainly wasn't paradise.
No, it was a terrible thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we ought to have to take a tour and go there and walk around and run around and.
Where in California?
Right. North California.
North California?
Yeah.
Northern.
Northern
Northern.
California. What? Okay, let me ask you this. Here's a little piece of trivia that you probably do know, Ray. I bet you're right on this. I bet you may be wrong. There's a whole series of mountains up where Lake Tahoe is and goes down the that side of the state. What is the name of those mountains?
Sierra
You
Nevada.
talk about the Sierra Nevada mountain?
A lot of people call them the Sierras.
Oh,
And
well, I'm in the Sierra Nevada mountains right now.
Well, but it's the Sierra. If you're just going to say it with one word, it's
Yeah,
the
except
Sierra.
for if you're near Arnold, you're not very high up. It doesn't snow where you're at, right?
Oh, it can snow, believe me.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't
I've
think
been
you were that
snowed
high
in
up.
here.
By the
I'm
way,
at like I'm only at like 4,000 feet, but
Oh,
there have been a number of times when I had to dig out of the place.
oh, wow.
now you see, we
I
have
used to own a house down the road since 1985, but I got rid of it.
half the people here tonight don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Nope.
No.
Beautiful
Well, I
California.
Well,
heard the
people think
word.
California is this beautiful, warm state. It's like,
Yeah.
all you have to do is go up in the mountains and you can freeze your ass off. I think Truckee near Tahoe is sometimes the coldest place in the country.
Wow.
Do you know what major movie was filmed in Truckee?
Godfather Part 2.
No,
Truckee?
no, that
Oh.
was Lake Tahoe. That was down
Yeah,
by
well,
the,
that's right next
down
to
by the North Shore. You know.
Yeah.
It's
like 5 miles from Truckee.
yeah, that was a home. So home was, I think, still there actually.
What's the name
yeah.
of the movie?
But no, Truckee. Did you ever see a film by Buster Keaton called The General?
Yeah,
That was made in Truckee.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Buster Keaton. He's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Truckee's
silent
nice
film.
because the Donner Party was close by there.
Yeah. Yeah. Donner Party of 300. Anyway, yes, Donner. A lot of Donner Party.
Nobody knows
jokes.
what the Donner Party is.
Oh, yeah.
An airplane crashed, I think, or something, right?
Oh God! Oh God!
Are you kidding me?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
You're kidding,
Alan,
right?
I've heard moronic
Kidding.
things on this show.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what happened?
They ate each other. They turned into
but
cannibals.
yeah, but what were they doing? Why were they in the mountains freezing?
They
They
got
were
hungry.
camping.
The plane crashed.
No, they tried. No,
No.
Crash. They were not a Brazilian hockey team, okay?
no, they were
Yeah.
trying to cross the mountains to
Wagons.
To California
Gold
back in
country.
like the
Right.
1850s
And they got
or something
stuck
like
in
that.
And
this
they
big
left too late.
snowstorm.
They were
Got
covered
stuck
wagons.
in
And
a
there was
big
an-
snowstorm, and they ran out of food.
there was a huge snowstorm at like the end of September, beginning of
Right.
October, which is extremely rare. And they got stuck and
Yep.
couldn't move, and they didn't have anything to eat for months, for like a couple months.
Yeah.
So they munched each other.
And if you're going
right.
into California
not in a
from
good
Nevada, you go over Donner Pass,
That's right.
which is exactly the place where they ate each other. Well, you see, they didn't exactly. It's not like they killed each other and then ate.
No, they
No, they
waited
wait
for
till they
people to
die.
die, and then
Yeah.
they ate them.
Yeah.
When they freeze to death and they munch them down.
Okay, I have two questions here. First of all, if you were in that situation, would you eat somebody?
Yes,
Okay, what part would you eat first?
the eyeballs.
The eyeballs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I'd have a nice warm soft testicle. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You could, if it's cold enough, you can keep
I
out
knew that
your
was
own
gonna,
off.
I knew that was. Boy, my nose is itching tonight. Oh.
There's a cure. Put a little bit of pepper in your hand and sniff
Oh
it,
yeah, sure, right. Yeah, that'll help.
says Dr.
Anyway,
Allen.
so yeah, no, that was remember the thing that happened with the Brazilian soccer team? They got stranded in the mountains. They crashed. Their plane crashed, and they got stranded in the mountains. Well, I interviewed those guys,
Oh God.
Yeah,
Really?
I interviewed not beforehand, but after they went through that whole thing, and I had them on my show. I think in San Francisco, and I asked them all about it, and they said, "Well, here's something that most
like
people
chicken.
don't know, is that we, of course, started eating the dead people so that we could survive. We didn't realize that only
it tasted like chicken.
only 5 miles from where we were was a hotel that was shut down for the winter that had a freezer full of food.
Oops.
And when we
Oh,
sent
wow.
people out to go look for help, they went in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
They just gone 5 miles down that way, they would have had all the food they'd ever want, and they wouldn't have to eat their friends, you know.
Did any of the guys that you interviewed like have limbs missing that were eaten off?
No. Well, I thought
A
it was,
couple of them were missing their testicles, though,
they've made
Oh well, you know,
they've made at least 2 movies.
delicacy.
They made at least 2 movies about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Liam Neeson in one of them?
I don't think so. Is he?
No, they
Maybe
were
not.
a long time ago.
There was a recent one I know. There was a recent one in. I didn't watch it.
But I remember
I
when
think it was
that's,
in another language.
yeah. But it gives a whole new meaning to the word "eat me," you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you think you wouldn't do it, but if you're hungry enough, man.
if I was hungry enough, I guess you
You'll
would
do
do
it.
it. You'd do it, or if you
You
didn't,
do what
yeah.
you need to survive.
if you
You
didn't,
just
you'd
take
be.
little bites.
I think what they did is they made strips like jerky. I don't know, little strips, and then they would eat the strips. So they didn't
Yum.
feel, so they were
I'm gonna
basically eating skin. I
Barf in
think.
a second.
Yeah, really.
You would barf in a second?
Yeah.
Not
I'm
if
gonna
you're-
do it right now. What you
Okay,
talking?
let's say you're now at the edge of dying because you don't have any food in you, and now here is Bob, and he's looking really good. He's dead, and he's looking good.
I
And
would
there's
just
a
blow
bottle
my
of steak
brains out.
sauce
You
right
don't-
next to him.
You don't think you could bring yourself to do it?
No.
Oh, come on, Charlie. Think about it for a second. How many here would have a bit of Bob? Okay?
No, I need Bob in a second.
Yeah.
Bye, Bob.
I would go without
Bob's
dinner
gone.
for days because my mom would want me
I'd
to
let
eat
Bob
broccoli.
eat me.
What'd you say?
I'd
So I
let
would
Bob
go
eat
for-
me. I couldn't.
You let Bob eat you? Well, you know.
Eat me, bud.
By the way, the best advertising slogan I've seen anywhere is there was this gym that was advertising, that you should come to their gym and, work out and so on. And the ad read, when the aliens come, they're going to eat the fat ones first.
I gotta hide.
Anyway, hey, there's our theme, and it's it's time to leave here and go out and have a nice, happy, late,
Bye.
4th of July.
Oh,
I can't remember, when is the 4th of July? When
It's
is
on the
it?
5th, July 5th.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Jeff, and Pamela. If you can hear me, thank you, Pamela. Yeah, I can hear her slightly in the background.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
out there in the other.
Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. And thanks to the lovely and attractive Alan. And Scott, good having you here. And Ray, good having you here. I think all of you should probably wave goodbye, and I'll wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for the week. And we will have tomorrow off, and then we'll be back on Monday with the pop-up show. Also, let me remind you that we'll be back again. That Amy is next with the intersection. Okay, and she'll be taking your calls on Zoom. Go to gabnet.net and look at the third column down. You'll see my name, then you'll see her name. Click on her name, it'll take you right to her Zoom. Okay, I'll see you again on Monday, and then again next Wednesday. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, Tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.